Today I'm going to start a project. I want to show you what we're going to try to do. So did you ever run your reel mower and you notice that when you have your grass catcher on it with weight, it works a lot better? I want to try to do a test and I'll show you what I'm going to do. So when I don't use my grass catcher and I use the McLane 20-inch, it doesn't put down stripes as good because the front roller is not pressed down. So I have an idea. My idea is going to be part to do with this and part to do with the front of the mower. So let me show you. So what we're doing, and I did it, and I drilled a large hole here and underneath the size of the bolt hole, and I'll give you all the descriptions up top what size holes these are. So this is for the socket to go through, and that's the old original bolt, and you buy it a little longer. Right now I'm using a stainless steel bolt for the test purposes, but I'll buy the original style hex bolt as soon as I get a chance. So this looks a little silly right now, but what we're going to do is, you see those lines? We're going to cut right there. I'm going to do the same here. Everyone's going to think I'm a nut putting these on, but these are the only parts that are going to stay on the machine, and I'll show you why we're leaving them on. It's a pretty good idea. They're very stable. It's okay. As tight as you can get that bolt. You use the nut that it came with. It has a grip, so it's like a lock nut. All right, later down the road, maybe I'll put some Loctite on that also. I'm going to do the same on the other side. So we're going to do a 5-inch mark. I did the mark wrong. It's right there. That's 5 inches. Right there. We're going to cut right. It's always good to do your cut with a V like that. Cut it. So what I did is I'm taking a measurement of how this works. So if you see, this is a basic hanger, right? And this is what you normally hang with a joist. You see the screw still on there? So what I want to do is I want to cut this so it rests in there, and then the weight stays on there. Does that make sense? And so I think I'm going to have to cut right about there. Will be good. I can cut right between there, but I think I'm going to cut right on here. So we're going to cut 1, 2, 3. The fourth one up, or to sit, is this to cut it off. It's at number 3, right? So I'm going to put it at 3 on the third one, and I'm going to just ram it through. Let's see what happens if it breaks it. No, cuts it beautiful. See, it cut right off. This is what I want to do. This goes in here and it hits the bottom. It's going to hit the screw, so I don't want it to hit the screw. That's a problem. I'm going to have to cut the bottom off a little bit so when it goes in it doesn't hit the screw. But I'd like to have the ability to hold the strength. So there you go. So I'm going to cut one more off. Worst comes to worst, I'll cut them on again. See? Come right off. So it won't hit the screw now. So now it won't hit the screw when it goes in there. And actually it does still hit the screw a little, but it's probably now going to rest against here when the pipe comes in. You'll see. That's how we're going to cut it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Four spots. I'll do the same on the other one. Now I'm going to put this together. So you put this, you slide this on the pipe. Count the same amount of slots. You got 1, 2, 3, and the fourth's cut. 1, 2, 3, and the fourth is cut. Let's hold it right there so we don't get off the mark. And then what I do is I cut right through it. And we got to cut. Get this as straight as possible. So until you get the whole thing together right, correctly, until you get there, it's hitting here, but it's not going to hit here because we're going to cut this inside that. It's going to be cut right here, and it's going to be inside. So let's cut this pipe out. It's going to be down against here. So that pipe's against here. It's giving me a little weight, and it's not in the way. Now you see how we're going to put some weight on the front of this mower? And when you put the weight on the front of the mower, it's going to drive that roller down and we're going to get better stripes. And then the easy thing is to take it apart. You go like that and it's off. There's a pipe wrench, but take it off real quick. So what I want to do is, I'm not going to use crazy. You could use for the plumbers out there, they're probably saying, oh, he's not using. Well, this will do a fine job. You don't have to get crazy. You go around, this just holding water for the one, not pressurized or anything. Then I'm going to go around here. This is going to be holding water for, try to do this as quick as you can. And then you put it on, let it dry. This will seal perfect. And we're going to let that dry. Now that dries instantly. It's ready for water already, probably. And what I'm going to do now, the reason why I did this one first, watch. We're going to come over here and we're going to adjust it, because you can't have this on here. It'll hit this, right? So this is just for water. We're going to hold the water in with this later, and then we're going to put this on, correct? So we don't want that hitting there. So we're going to push this over as far as possible. So that's clear for here. See how that's clear? So you got a little room here in case you want to adjust that later. We don't really, if you wanted to really adjust it, you could pull it off, adjust it, and put it back on. I just want to make sure I have no trouble. So in here, I'm going to come right to the edge with the, this is going to hold it right to the edge, and I'm going to put on this cap. And the reason why I'm doing that is I don't want to hit something here, right? We're going to worry about the switch in there. You need the clearance, so the weight's going to make it mostly pull down. It's not going to hit that. It'll be fine. And we're going to strap this tight if we want. We're going to see how it works, but I think we're going to just cut it right here. So what I'll do is, now that I have this on here, I'll go here. I see it right here. Here's the body of the machine. I don't want to go past the body. I'm going to go right about to here. So mark it right about here. Okay? Now, the saw is really easy to use. We could probably saw it right on there if we wanted it. And then, but it doesn't have to be perfect. And just saw lightly. Don't push down on this type of saw. It has teeth that are wide so it doesn't get stuck while you're sawing. Glue. I use regular clear PVC cement. The reason why I'm using clear is so you don't have big blue lines around. Now you can even buy the black tubing if you want black. It's fine. I just didn't want to spend the money. This was cheaper. So we're gonna go around the inside. You have to coat both sides. I'm no plumber by any means, but I know how to do this. I've used it before on fish tanks. Usually you deburr everything if it was a real pressure fitting, but this is just going to hold water or sand, whatever you want to put in it. Just making sure we got enough on there to do a little burn, and then you'll see it slide right on, and then it's on, and then that will seal. So now we have a nice little capsule that you can see over here, a capsule that you'll see. It will hold sand or water, and it should, I'm gonna actually measure the water out and tell you how many pounds this thing is. So watch, come over here. So after we fill it up, we're gonna fill it up here. You fill it up, you screw the end on, right? And then you drop it on for the weight. And there you go, there's your weight. Pretty cool. A good job. And then of course my mower's a mess, but that'll hold the front down. And then watch this. I'll show you. So this is how you get back bagging. So if you want a bag, move this and this. So if you want a bag, this is your weight. This goes in the garage. Pretty convenient. You can buy them to break. There you go. So you have both. I think this is going to work. We're going to now we'll put this to the test. We'll put it out on the lawn. I'll fill this up with water. I'll tell you how many pounds this is because I'll measure the water, 8 pounds per gallon. And then we'll put water in it for now. I may eventually graduate the sand. This will always stay with sand. It'll be fine. It's like 1 bag of sand. We'll put some play sand in it maybe, and then we don't have to worry about the water. I'll tighten this thing. It'll be done forever. And then I just put it on and off when I want. Now, what I'm gonna do is I have to get these screws out of here, right? There were screws on both sides. Just be really aware of that. And I don't know if these are gonna crack from the weight. So we're gonna do a test. We're gonna see how the stripes come out, and I think it should be on fire. It will do a good job because my problem is every single time I cut the lawn, I was collecting the grass and leaving the grass in the bin as heavy as I could to get good stripes because the front roller wouldn't bury in tight enough, and I couldn't get very crisp stripes. So this is what I'm trying to prove if it'll work, because if it will work, this is everything you could buy at Lowe's, and you can do this in a half hour. It also fits inside the bag, which is kind of cool. So it'll fit in there. Check it out. So it fits inside the bag. It adds weight to the machine. It'll add weight to the machine, and it will also pick up the clippings. So it's probably in your way a little bit, but you take this on and off. So I don't know how many times you'd want to use that, but I know when I do my whole lawn, I don't empty that more than once because I cut.
You cut every 2 days.
Cut every 2 days. So what I'm saying, and you know what? Taking this off, even if it's heavy, you could take this off just like everything else and just put it right back on. And there you go. And there you got your extra weight. So now my mower is going to be twice as heavy in the front. See the problem here? Here, see this? See how light it is right now? Now if I put weight on it right here, it's not going to be as light. It's going to hold that front down, and when it's coming over the grass, it's going to drive that front roller in nice and tight. And let's see how much better the stripes are going to be. Well, thanks for watching. I hope this works. I'm going to put some pictures at the end of this video like I normally do. I just want to take this second to say thank you very much. We appreciate everybody. Do me a favor, if you haven't already, subscribe and like the video. And we'll have everything in the description for you. It'll be a pretty easy job. You can try it yourself. Thanks. Look, I cut it right in the other spot. Okay. We're going to cut the top open, and we're going to scoop this sand in. Yeah.
Yeah.
Scoop it in.
Yeah, that's fine. It's just sand.
When it was done, the rub will clean it.
You may not need all of it.
No, it's only a whole about 20 pounds.
It's almost halfway full.
The oil on the threads, just so the plastic doesn't stick. We can get it apart someday. We ever need it apart. I don't think we'll ever have to take it apart though. Okay, I'll do it a little bit. I don't think we have to worry about too much. It ain't gonna leak out.
No.
All that, right? Nah, it's good enough.
Yeah.
Not worried. So now, yeah, this weighs about 10, 15 pounds. Not too bad. It's not too heavy. It's about 10, 15 pounds. And it'll hold a little bit of weight just like we want. And then we'll put it on there. And there you go. Now it's just like having a bagger on it. Yeah, now look at that. See, now it has a little bit of downforce while you're cutting. That way the roller stays on the ground. So what used to happen is this used to bounce all over the place. Let's see how it works. If it's no good, I'll tell you. I'll give you an honest review on it. But I think it's probably going to be pretty good.
holding the weight down to the roll. Look at it, it looks stable. Look, it's not bouncing around. It runs on the lawn really nice. I think it's a really good improvement. I do see a little movement here and here. So I have other straps I'll show you right up here that go in. You can just use the straps if you don't like the movement, it's fine. Or you can cut the caps exactly the size so it traps it so it can't go back and forth. This is a good mod. You should try it. It's cheap enough and everything's at the local store. I'm going to show you a picture at the end of the finished product. Right now I'm going to mow. Thanks a lot.